Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development Consulting. So this is the first time I've done this leading up weekly summary for a daily dose of leadership in several weeks. It's just been kind of crazy. Cindy and we had a little bit of some kind of cooties, some kind of bug. Pretty sure it wasn't from drinking Corona. We haven't drank Corona in 20 years, so I'm going to rule that out. But in any event, all better on the mend. We've got a crazy week coming up, but as part of the week, I want to tell you what you can expect in the several emails that I'll be able to get out, the messages in a daily dose of leadership. Before I do that, I want to call attention to something we're doing in Broadway, and that's a course that we've done, gosh, a lot over the last several years publicly. In 2019, we only did twice. This year, we may only do it this one time. We call it piecing together your people puzzles. A more formal name for it is applying the foundations of the model of human behavior. It's about an hour and a half course. We build in some case studies. We give you some tools that you can really apply immediately in any type of interaction that you've got to speak more effectively into the style of the person you're dealing with. How can you get better results and with every interaction? And it's a fun course. We're doing it at Broadway Coworking on Monday, March 16th. And if you're part of the Broadway Timberville Business Council or you have access to the Chimney Rock Chronicle, I challenge you to look at either of those places for some discount codes. And if you're interested in learning about either of those, gosh, reach out to me in person and ask about a discount code. While the course, the session we're doing is with some cost. I promise you the value that you'll get from it will far exceed the time you invest in being there, as well as any dollars that you invest in registering for it, especially if you take advantage of one of those discounts. Now, what you can expect over the next several days in a daily dose of leadership. In a course, Cindy and I do a course called Emerging Leader Development, and one of the things that we do, whether we do it digitally, which we're working to release now, whether we do it virtually, which we've done once each quarter for the last 2 years or so, or we do a lot on-site with organizations where we can really tailor it and work with their leadership teams in person. We always challenge folks to identify that number one thing that they can put into place immediately after each lesson. And one of the things that the folks, when submitting homework, they said, wow, this was really good. Here's the 6 things from each of the 6 lessons and the long-term implementation things and so on. She really detailed out the homework, but the lady submitting the homework says, I'd really like to learn more how to work with difficult people, not just in general, but how to work with difficult people, the crazy ones, she said, and that was in parentheses. And it really spurred me because, gosh, we can all be a little bit crazy at times. And what I'm going to do over these next several messages is really tailor it to what do the individual, the primary behavioral styles, what do they look like? When we're in that out of control, maybe somebody might say, he's a little bit crazy right now. I know Cindy feels that way about me every now and then. And the first message will be really looking at that driven style, that task-oriented, really outgoing, fast-paced person. What does that look like when they're out of control? What's that crazy look like in them? And then we'll look at the inspiring folks. And what's it look like when this people-centered, usually pretty happy and bubbly, fun-loving person, what's it look like when they're out of control? What does crazy look like there? Then we'll take a look at the supportive and the cautious styles to wrap it up and give you perspective of when you see that primary style, how do you adapt to it? It may not necessarily be quote unquote crazy. It might be a lot of stress in that person's lives, that person's life. And let's be honest, we all have that sometimes. And when we recognize that and understand the person for who they are and what they might be going through, and understand that, gosh, I might not see everything that's going on and what they're dealing with, that allows us to adapt our communication to really fit the needs that they've got, maybe de-escalate the situation and move forward in a positive way to make a strong impact in that person and for all the people around. So with that said, that's what you can expect over the next several days. Again, Monday, March 16th, 3:30 to 5 p.m. at Broadway Coworking. Hope you're able to join us there. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good crowd. And it's just a cool space. If nothing else, it'll be worth it to come into the space and see what our friends done down there with Broadway Coworking. So look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day. God bless.